Alrighty guys, not the best setup, but today I'm going to be showing my entire video game collection on console, with maybe 2 PC games in the bottom right. But anyway, yeah, so as you can tell, I have the least amount of video games on the PS5, the most on the PS4, the second most on the PS3, the third most on the PS2, and the fourth most on the Xbox One. And some on the Xbox 360 and Xbox, but really, I just bought those games for the original Xbox, so they have nothing to do with me having an Xbox 360 or an Xbox, the original Xbox. By the way, pardon my background, I am trying to organize my room, so as I'm organizing my room, I thought maybe let me just do a video game collection, and I've not done a video game collection since 2016, so it has grown massively. It has, the last time I showed you guys my video game collection, it was like tiny, maybe the size of like, my Xbox One collection perhaps. But anyway, yeah, this is massive. Anyway, I'll start off with. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you guys something else. There are some Nintendo Switch games in the, behind there as well, around here. Okay, so I'll get to those in the remaining bits of this video, but for now I'll start off with the Xbox and Xbox 360 pile. Let's get started. Right, starting off here, first off we have Red Dead Revolver. I have never played this video game in my entire life. The only reason I got it is because I thought it was going to be backwards compatible in the Xbox One, but no, it doesn't even work. So, let's move this out of the way. Next up we have Assassin's Creed 2. I finished this video game on the PC first around 12 years ago, I believe. 12 years ago. One of my favourite video games of all time, I think. Definitely my favourite Assassin's Creed game of all time. Love the Ezio trilogy. I got this again on the Xbox because I wanted to beat it again, on a different platform. But anyway, this game has definitely aged a bit poorly considering the gameplay mechanics are, like, terrible. And, Ubisoft is not really, famous for having the best optimization on everything. You'll find tons of bugs here and there in the video game, but overall, I love the story. Gameplay could, it could, have some more work, but overall, good video game. Right, see, next up we have Gears of War 3. Never finished this video game, played it, I love the combat, love the, love the third-person shooting mechanics. I can't really tell you much about it other than the fact that, it seems to have a solid storyline. I don't know, this is the first Gears of War game I've ever played. I heard the first two are phenomenal. Would love to get into them someday, but for now, all I can tell you is, this is actually, a solid game, I suppose. By the way, I had to print, the cover art myself, by the way, because, I got this from GameStop initially, and they did not have any game they did not have the game with any, with the case itself, so I printed this out later on a glossy paper, and it's, you can tell that it's, it was printed at home. Anyway, yeah, so there's Gears of War 3. The infamous Oblivion. Legend has it, every time you play this game and go outside, all the NPCs IRL start going wild. But in all seriousness, this is a solid game. Solid Elder Scrolls game. It was my second Elder Scrolls game, because Skyrim was my entry to the Elder Scrolls. I love this game. Not gonna lie, I love this game. Sometimes it may have, some issues here and there, but I think overall this is a bit more digestible than Skyrim. Skyrim is a bit bland in that, its quest lines are like, it's straightforward, but it doesn't feel like it has much substance. But in this game, you can kind of feel that substance. So, love this game. Okay, no, let's not even talk about this. I mean, yeah, I know that it has recovered now, but I bought this game for like $45 when it came out. Literally a few weeks after it came out, and I never played it again. I don't know if I would recommend this. I don't know if it's actually good right now or not. I know it has recovered, but I don't know. So, it is what it is. I'm a big fan of the Red Alert games. Okay, Red Alert 2 was my favorite Red Alert game of all time. As for 3, I love it, but I don't know. I mean, I really, I spend like hours upon hours, hundreds of hours just playing through Skirmish. That's what I do with every RTS game. And Command and Conquer is one of my favorite, RTS series of all time. Not gonna lie, even if they have a terrible game, I'm gonna enjoy it. But this one, it's kind of like, how do I put this? I guess you could say, I guess I could say this is the second best Red Alert game I've ever played. Well, I didn't even play 1, by the way. I did play a bit of 1, but not too much, and not enough to say that, I think it, not enough to give my opinion on it, I guess. But, yeah, it's definitely it's definitely a Red Alert game. Maybe more like it's other Command and Conquer, I guess, cousins, I suppose, siblings, I suppose. It does get a bit, it does deviate a bit from the whole Red Alert theme from 2, that's my understanding, but, overall, I would, this is something I definitely have replayed a couple of times, so, yeah, solid game. Now that we're done with the PC and Xbox 360 and original Xbox pile, let's move on to Xbox One. Another thing I forgot to mention is that these games are going to look dirty as hell because I literally picked these out of my box that I have not touched in like 2 years. So yeah, you're gonna see a lot of dirt, and that might seem a bit, but a bit dissatisfying. But bear with me, okay? Bear with me. I am not. I'm not careless when it comes to taking care of my video games, okay? Okay, maybe I am. Okay. Anyway, moving on. The entire Dark Souls trilogy. Let me actually take this out of the sleeve, because the steelbook case actually looks pretty cool. Okay. Yes, I believe Soul of Cinder, your typical, Bonfire, right. Okay. Actually, this is the first Dark Souls game I guess, quote-unquote game I even bought. I never finished it on the Xbox, though. I finished it on PC, and I finished, I think, one of them on PS4. No, I finished one on PS4, actually. So, I love Dark Souls, okay? I really, really love Dark Souls. As you'll find out later on, that I love collecting Dark Souls games. There are, like, some games, some franchises that I'll just buy a few times. Like, I'll buy it on multiple platforms just because I love it so much, okay? And this is one of them. So, yeah, definitely GOAT. GOAT. My favorite Dark Souls is Dark Souls 2 for sure, though. I know, that's a bit of a controversial opinion because most people, prefer 1 and 3, and I get that. I love 1 and 3, don't get me wrong, but 2, I had the most fun with 2. That's just me, and the lore for 2 is also, in my opinion, it's just a bit more, it's a bit darker than 1 and 3, that's just my opinion. But, don't get me wrong though, 3 and 1 are excellent games, okay? 3 and 1 are excellent games. Anyway, moving on. I'll say this right now, I am not a big fan of the Grand Theft Auto franchise. This is one of the first games I played on the Xbox One. I loved it for the first few months, then I got tired of it, okay? Then I got tired of it, I don't know, open world games are actually very fun, it's just that I just don't vibe with it, that's just it. That is just it. I just don't vibe with it. But overall, I guess this is like a solid game to play, if you're looking to, just play any game on a console, I suppose. And everyone gets a GTA game on their console every generation, so it just makes sense. Next up, we have Halo. Okay, I want to say this is my first entry to the Halo franchise, but that would be a lie. My first ever Halo game was Halo 2, when it came out, like, in the mid-2000s, I believe. I played it on Windows Vista, I believe. Actually, no. I played it on Windows 7, but I believe that game was optimized for Windows Vista. I don't know how you say it. Vista. I am such a donut. Vista. Because, if it were Vista... Anyway, moving on. I did not spend enough time with Halo. I wanted to really spend a lot of time with Halo, but I just never did. Okay, I just never did. I love the gameplay. The storyline is excellent too. But it's just that I've never spent enough time with this video game. That's just it. That's just my issue. But overall, absolutely recommend. Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. Never completed this game. Never got too involved with this game. I just don't know much to, what to even say about it, to be honest. It's just, solid gameplay, solid graphics, when it came out, it was definitely, I don't want to say it was ahead of its time, but it was definitely one of the phenomenal RPGs that you could play on, my camera stopped recording. I was going to say, one of the most phenomenal RPGs you could play on the PS4, Xbox One, and PC at that time. So, I guess this is an okay-ish, I don't want to say it's an okay-ish game, I want to say, this is a good game, if not an okay-ish game. Fallout 4. I have so many things to say about this game. First of all, what do I even have to say about this? I love this game. I've spent tons of hours on it. But it's definitely not New Vegas. That's for sure. I love this game, but it's not New Vegas. But that being said, the gameplay mechanics are solid, in my opinion. Nothing too enthusiastic, of course. Definitely, the bare minimum you would expect to come out of a Fallout game in 2015. So, this gets a pass. This gets a pass from me. I do not like Fallout 3, by the way. Not a big fan. Don't ask me why, I just don't like it. Assassin's Creed Unity. This is, I don't even know what to say about this game. It's great. It's great. It's just that the bugs kind of ruin the experience for many people. And I'm not, the combat system is actually very, very well made compared to previous games. That would be my opinion on the gameplay. Definitely more, more difficult and more challenging compared to previous games. But other than that, I don't know if I'm a big fan of this. I never completed it, by the way, so my opinion may be invalid due to that. Okay? Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. I think this is one of the better Assassin's Creed games compared to, other games, I'm including 3, 3, 1, and the Ezio trilogy. Mind you, I still think 2 is the best. But this is definitely, I guess, the second best Assassin's Creed game. So, love this. I love, you can just, just sail around. It's an open world setting with, ships and stuff. You get to be a pirate and stuff. So this was what I think this was one of the only games of that generation that actually did this. Nowadays, of course, you have what's that one game called? I forgot. Sea of Thieves. You have that. You have so many other, MMOs. Just, simulating this experience. But for its time, this was amazing. Oh boy. I don't even know what to say about this. It's alright, okay? It's alright. It's alright. That's all I have to say. It's alright. It's an okay Final Fantasy game. That is just it. That is just it. Okay, entire collection, but this time the case of an Xbox One game. Right, it's Red Dead Redemption. It's alright. I like it. I'm about to play, a GTA game set in the Wild Wild West. That sounds so wrong, but that's pretty much what this is. Anyway, moving on. I don't have much to say about this. Next we're gonna start off with the PS2 pile. Alrighty, first off we have Tales of the Abyss. Well, I'm a big Tales fan, I'll tell you that much. Big Tales fan. I have yet to complete this. I actually got this 2 years ago. I've yet to... I guess I didn't play through this, I suppose. Only played through the first hour or so. Don't have much to say about this, but I heard this is one of the best Tales games of all time. Although that's kind of debatable because you have Tales of Legendia, Tales of Destiny, and fans say different things. So yeah, let's move this to the side. Oh boy! Ha 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 ha! We're on to some uncharted waters. Drakengard. Or as others pronounce it, Drakengard. Anyway. This is an infamous game, it's a cult classic. Personally, I love this game for how terrible it is. And Yoko Taro is a genius. I don't know what others tell me. Yoko Taro is a genius. The story is just out of this world. The gameplay... Oh my god, the gameplay makes me want to kill. Did I even say that? No. Okay. The gameplay makes me want to bash my head against the wall. The flight controls are terrible. My god, Yoko Taro, I love your story writing, but what the hell were you thinking when you were designing the flight controls and the fucking... What? Just what, Yoko Taro? Do you want to see us suffer? Anyway, that is Draken God for you. It is a masochist paradise. Okay. This is the best game on the PS2. I don't want to hear any other opinion, okay? I don't want to hear any other opinion at the moment. Best game on the PS2. Best game on the PS2. Best DBZ game of all time. I don't want to hear any other opinion and is invalid, okay? I spent around 500 hours on this game alone. Just fighting different characters, going through a storyline over and over. This game made me fall in love with the PS2, okay? This game made me love Dragon Ball Z. This game made me love so many things. Okay, this is just phenomenal, okay? This is just phenomenal. And, you know, they failed to come up with a game that is on par with this, okay? There's Ultimate Tenkaichi, Raging Blast. Burstum is another question, I'm not going to talk about that. Maybe Kakarot is I want to say Kakarot is up there, but nothing beats this, okay? Nothing beats this. Best game of all time. Okay, you know, we're getting into the good stuff when there's Metal Gear Solid. I want to say this is my favorite Metal Gear Solid game of all time, but Snake Eater is up there as well. I just don't know what to say. It's just hard, okay? It's just hard. I love Raiden, okay? I love Raiden. And I also love Snake. And I also love Kojima's, Kojima's whole fucking genius mind, okay? His direction in every MGS game is just phenomenal, okay? I don't know any more to say about that, okay? It's just, this is one of my favorite games of all time, okay? Metal Gear Solid 2, please fucking play it if you have not played it already. I don't know much about this, okay? It's a strategy game, it's kind of like Total War, that's all I can say. Not much can be said about this, that's all I can really tell you. It's by Koei, as you can tell. But yeah, I don't know. On with Kingdom Hearts, a game I've never played, actually. I just had this in my collection, I just never played this, okay? I just never played this. I really want to get into this game, I just never played this, okay? I know it's disappointing. It's really disappointing. But yeah, I heard many good things about this, never played it. My first entry to DBZ games, I guess. I have so many memories with this game. So many memories. The graphics were unique for its time too. I don't know what else to say about this. It's just amazing. It's just amazing. That's all I can tell you. Amazing game. Of course, it's not Budokai Tenkaichi 3, but it's amazing nonetheless. Okay? Play Budokai if you have not already. Okay, well now we're getting into the Final Fantasy cringe corner. Alright, games. That's all I have to say. My favourite Final Fantasy game of the 2010s. Why? It's 12. It has a solid storyline. It has my favourite city in all of Final Fantasy. Ivalice, okay? That's all I have to say. Ivalice, I don't care, okay? I love this game. So many memories with this. All I can tell you about this game is that it has a solid game, has a solid hack and slash mechanic. That's all I can tell you. I can't tell you anything else. Anyway, I'm done with my PS2 pile. Of course, the PS3 pile starts off with Metal Gear Solid, the Legacy Collection. Every Metal Gear Solid game out there, okay? This is a must-have if you have a PS3. If you have a functioning PS3 right now, please get this. Please get this. With the new volume that was announced, the price for this is going to hike up, okay? Please get this, okay? Please get this. Like, if you're watching this video right now, stop everything you're doing, pause this video, go to Amazon, get this right now. Go to eBay, wherever you need to get this from, get this, okay? It's everything you need as a Metal Gear Solid fan. That's all I'm gonna say. Tales of Grace's F. It's sealed. I have yet to play this, but, I'm a big Tales fan. Ni no Kuni, of course. If you have a PS3, this is a must-have. Of course, this is a must-have. I've not played this by the way. I only played through like an hour of this. You're gonna hear me say this, many times. Like, I played through an hour of this and never played it again. That's me, okay? That's just how irresponsible I am with video games. But anyway, must play. I love the soundtrack. Amazing soundtrack. Amazing soundtrack. Anyway, moving on. Another sealed game, Eternal Sonata. Recommend for sure. I don't know why I said that. I have never played this, so yeah. Yeah, probably gonna play this in the future. Demon Souls, of course. Where would I be without Demon Souls in my collection? Come on, like, if I have Dark Souls, I should have Demon Souls, right? So yeah. Definitely it has definitely aged not too well, but still a classic on the PS3. If you have a PS3, feel free to get this. I mean, if you have a PS5 though, you play it on both, really. In my opinion, play it on both if you can. It's different experiences, that's all I can tell you. So regarding this game, Tales of Xillia 2, I've yet to play this. I've played the first one, so I'm going to talk about that one. Tales of Symphonia Chronicles, have yet to properly play this, but the gameplay is kind of dated. It can be a bit annoying if you try to get into Tales for the first time. Would not recommend getting into this, but yeah, I don't want to talk about this yet. Tales of Xillia, my favorite Tales game of all time. I know that's a bit of a controversial opinion because some people don't like Tales of Xillia. I personally, on the other hand, love it, okay? I love it, okay? The storyline, the world building, I fucking love it, okay? That's all I have to say, okay? Jude, Miller, their dual relationship, no pun intended, is, how do I say this? It's just amazing. That's all I have to say. Like, the storyline, but the juxtaposition between each of these characters is just amazing. That's just how it is with every Tales game, but it is more pronounced in this game, in my opinion. That's just it. And it just has this adventurous vibe, like every Tales game. I don't know why I'm saying this, but this is my favorite Tales game of all time. More PTSD, Drakengard 3. I started playing this a few days ago. Oh my god, the controls are okay. The gameplay is it's playable. The graphics, on the other hand, could use some work, and my gosh, its optimization is shit on the PS3. Okay, I'm getting like 20 frames per second. What the hell? Like, gosh. I mean, understandably, this was like, I guess this was like, what studio was it? What studio made this? Because I don't see the name of the studio in here anymore. But the studio that made this, I think it was their last game because they shut down after this, and Yokotaro was working with that studio at the time. So, blah blah blah. Anyway, if you're a Yokotaro fan, just get this, okay? Just get this already. That's all I'm gonna say. Mid. It's okay. Now, this is a game we can talk about. Call of Duty Black Ops 2. I'm a big fan of Black Ops. I love the first Black Ops game. The second one was good too. I had tons of fun, playing this, online and stuff. That's all I can really tell you. I can't tell you much more than that. Arkham City is one of those games that I don't know if I can talk much about. Because on one hand, I loved it. On the other hand, I'm like, not a big fan of like superhero games as much. I used to be. Actually, that's a lie because I do love the Spider-Man games. But anyway, Batman. Arkham City is good. That's really all I have to say. Arkham City is really good. And you can this is all when it says 3D compatible game, because who the hell has 3D TVs nowadays? Who the hell even has those kind of television nowadays? No one. This is old. But anyway, moving on. We're done with the PS3 pile. Pile. So let's move on to the PS4 pile. I forgot to mention this on my PS3 file. How come did I not notice it? Okay. One of my favorite games on the PS3 of all time, okay? Without this game, I would not be who I am today. Truly. This channel would not be the same, in fact. Anyway. Love this game, but, what can I say? Gameplay could use a lot of work, of course. Graphics are, it's alright. It's okay for the time it came out, nothing too spectacular. Storyline is amazing, soundtrack is amazing. You don't even need to, need me to elaborate on that, okay? It's amazing, just go play it, okay? Go play it. Go play Gestalt. This is called Gestalt, by the way. Just go play it, that's all I have to say.
Replicant is, of course, one of my favorites of, in the pile. I don't even have to elaborate. If you saw me fangasming over, Nier and the PS3, this is going to be, this is going to be a central topic. Okay, so difference is, upgraded graphics, more story content. They added more from, Grimoire Nier, and the gameplay is much more fluid compared to before, but still needs a bit of work. It does not. Will not fit in as, a modern generation game. It's more like an upgrade, a remaster. That's what it is. That's what this game was released to be. So, absolutely recommend, though. Tales of Vesperia. Definitely a solid Tales game, that's all I have to say. That's really all I have to say about this. I have yet to finish this game. I need to finish it. I really need to finish it. It's great, but I need to finish it. We have Bloodborne, Goat of the Year Edition. Goat of the Year Edition, by the way. Goat. Love Bloodborne. Definitely up there with Dark Souls 2. That's all I have to say. Play it now. If you have a PS4 or a PS5, play it now. Okay? Play it now. Stop everything you're doing. Play it now. I have not played any God of War games since God of War 2. I've lightly played God of War 3, but yeah, I've not fully played any God of War games since God of War 2, and I've yet to play this. Of course, now we get on to the Dark Souls pile, my entire collection. They literally all look the same, but, this one it's a European version of the collection. So, yeah, that's all. That's really all. I kind of like this one because, it has 3 individual boxes, imprinting, what they are individually, but the cover art for the American version is actually the cover art for the steelbook cover of the American version is what kind of makes the whole deal more worth it, to be honest. Kingdom Hearts all in one package. I bought this early so I could play all the Kingdom Hearts game in one go, but I've yet to actually get into this. So someday. Final Fantasy VII remake. Okay, controversial opinion. They shouldn't have remade Final Fantasy VII. That's all I have to say. Spider-Man! I love this game. I love this. I'm a huge Spider-Man fan. And if you actually, I don't have Spider-Man 2 in my PS2 collection, but I loved playing that game when it, loved playing that game when I got my PS2. I really love that game. This game kind of reminds me of that. That's all I have to say. Oh dear, The House in Fata Morgana. Dreams of the Revenant Edition. This is a limited copy, by the way. There are only 2,000 available copies worldwide, and I have one of them. Because, it's by Limited Run Games. I mean, the distribution of this game, of this copy, the physical copy of the game is by Limited Run Games, but this is my favorite visual novel of all time. If you like gothic stories, if you want to get into visual novels, this is a good place to start. That's all I have to say. Solid game, one of the best games of all time. That's all I have to say. My favorite game of all time. Code Vein, sealed copy yet again. Nier Automata, the sequel to the original Nier. I love this game. Not as great as Replicant or Gestalt, but still great nonetheless. Before my entire pile of PS4 games came, hurtling down, tumbling down, tumbling down, tumbling down. Anyway, sealed game yet again. Last of Us Part 2. I'm going to talk about Last of Us Part 1 first, because I've yet to play this game. Elder Scrolls Online. Don't care about this. Oh gosh. I remember when this game came out, it was supposed to be some sort of craze because it was supposed to compete with Overwatch and stuff, but it flopped so hard, no one even remembers this game anymore. I'm not a big fan of The Division, to be honest. One Piece Burning Blood, actually not a bad game. I love it. I played it for hours, but then it becomes old after a while. So, it's alright. Maybe worth it if you're a One Piece fan, but overall it's eh. Call of Duty Black Ops 3. I started hating the game ever since this game. Don't buy this. Not a big fan of Battlefield either. It's okay. Last of Us. Okay. So, about this. Love this game. On one hand, it's great and all, the combat is fine, the graphics are amazing for its time, story's amazing, don't get me wrong. On the other hand, I'm like, I don't know how I feel about this. The story's sort of formulaic, if you tell me. I mean, it's great, but it's sort of formulaic. I just don't know. I think it's overhyped. Personally, I think it's overhyped. Uncharted. Never really played this game past the first game, to be honest, so I can't really tell you much about it, but it's like, you know, if you love Tomb Raider, you'll love this, that's all I have to say. We're done with our PS4 pile, now let's go into a PS5 pile. By the way, I just realised I made a mistake, okay? I showed this during my PS4 pile for some reason, but no, this is for the PS5. Yet to unbox this. First off, we have Tales of Arise. You have yet to unbox this. I bought this literally a few weeks after it came out, never unboxed it. Demon Souls. Well, what can I say? It's a wonderful remake. Of course, I've yet to finish this. And, you know, gives me a lot of PTSD from PS3 Demon Souls. So, wonderful game, wonderful remake. This is how remakes should be made. Spider-Man Miles Morales, too short, that's all I have to say. Great game, but too short. Oh, Elden Ring! I have yet to actually play this on the PS5, by the way. I'm playing this on the PC at the moment, so... Wonderful game! Wonderful game, that's what I'm saying. It's a Souls game, technically. It's technically a Souls game, that's what I have to say. And I bought the Collector's Edition, so it came with a steelbook cover of the entire Collector's Edition sitting on the left side of my television, but I'm not going to show it because that's too much effort. But here's how it is. Well, you can go ahead and try to, like, steal a code if you want. I already redeemed it years ago. Years ago, like last year, but yeah, it looks great. That's all I have to say, you know. That's all I have to say about Elden Ring. Now, moving on to my Nintendo Switch pile. Actually, before we move on, I have Witch of the Holy Night. It's by Type Moon, I believe. You know, same company that does, you know, Fate Stay Night, Fate Zero, Garden of Sinners, you know, Tsukihime, all that stuff. If you know, you know, okay? I'm gonna unbox this soon. But that's all I wanted to show before I move on to my Nintendo Switch pile. Nintendo Switch. Animal Crossing. I don't know, I guess this is the post-pandemic way of socializing with someone, I guess. It's sort of like Club Penguin, and, I don't know. What was that one game called online that people used to play, like, 10 years ago, 10 or 15 years ago? Second Life, yeah, it's kind of like Second Life as well. That's all I have to say about this. Of course, we have another copy of Nier Automata, this time the End of the Yorha edition, because, you know, I'm a Nier fan, I'm going to collect it multiple times. I have it on PC, PS3, PS4, I might as well, I almost got it on the Xbox too, okay? Last and Far to Morgana Dreams of the Revenant edition. Again, big fan of this game, that's why I have multiple copies of it, okay? Limited run as well, so it's like limited copies as well, so. Plus, if a game is this great, you have to collect it many times. I don't have to say much about this. Mario Kart Deluxe 8. Kart 8 Deluxe Edition, so, yeah, I don't have to say much about it. You know, fun game to play with your friends, if you have any friends. I don't have any friends. I'm just kidding, I do have friends, but I don't know if I do or not. Anyway, but yeah, that's all you really games like this and Smash Bros. And I'm looking forward to getting Xenoblade and Breath of the Wild, and all those older games, really. Yeah, so that's all I have to say for now. Anyway, that's my entire video game collection. I guess I'll see you guys again in another 8 or so years, I suppose. Anyway, voila, good day.